Do the MIALIENS believe in aliens? And have y'all ever had any UFO sightings or alien interactions? We could start left to right, right to left. Who going first?
All right, I'll go first. Hell yeah, man. Aliens, man. It's just mathematical certainty, dog. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, they amongst us right now.
You heard it here first.
Sliding in the studio, know my album coming soon. Until we get this rap money, trap gon' have to boom. These bricks and these keys and these zips is what we'll do. If you need some fire, I can see you off the June.
Anchorman, okay. Shout out Ron Burgundy. We out here. And speaking of colors, we out here. Music, I feel like you're hearing colors. That's a great way of life. Music's the universal language. All kinds of music. And today, I'm so honored and blessed. I just literally said off camera, this is a Christmas gift to myself. I'm so happy to have the guests here. We got, to my right, we have Mrln representing the Shadow League. A magician when it comes to the production and music. To his right, we got Shottie representing the Goat Farm. And all the real Miami people out there coming and chasing their dreams. And doing the same as well. To his right, we got Mogley for the first time on the Heir Cast. Representing the Wolves, as you can see in here. And they all make up the MIALIENS, if you don't already know. One of the hardest projects to come out of all of 2024. And I'm sure 6 years from now, we're going to argue this is one of the hardest projects of the decade. So stay tuned for that. We're going to circle back 6 years from now and make that podcast and confirm my prediction. But here on the Heir Cast, we start with the important questions because the fans, the people, the world, everybody wants to know. Do the MIALIENS believe in aliens? And have y'all ever had any UFO sightings or alien interactions? We could start left to right, right to left. Who going first?
All right, I'll go first. Hell yeah, man. Aliens, man. It's just mathematical certainty, dog. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, they amongst us right now.
You heard it here first. Shottie, what's up?
Yeah, we're here, right?
Okay, well, besides the MIALIENS, okay, let me rephrase the question. Besides the MIALIENS, are there some extraterrestrials? Do you think we're in our lifetime we might see some shit? Have we seen shit already? Right now, we're at the time of recording this. There's all this intriga and drama and interest with the drones and everybody sticking their UFOs. Do y'all really think there's aliens though, for real?
I believe anything's possible. I think the people that like dismiss it off rip like that is kind of silly. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta. The wise man knows that he doesn't know everything. You know what I mean?
Facts. How about you, Martin?
Nah, 100%. I think aliens exist, and there's been so much like proof. You know what I mean? Like they all look a certain type of way. You know, like big eyes, big head. You know what I mean? Like I think I saw like a Travis Dalton interview, and he took a lie detector test and he passed it, flying colors. So like, incredible. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It makes you think.
Yeah, I mean the lie detector test though. The thing about that is like it's more of a control of your nerves. I feel like snipers that control their nerves and their heart rate, they'll pass that. Even though
I heard to pass the lie detector test, you just gotta clench your asshole closed.
Well, no Diddy.
That's what I heard.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, yeah, that's no Diddy at all.
If
That's the opposite.
If you ever locked up and shit, you know what I'm saying?
If you're in a lie detector test, or if you're in a Diddy party, clench your asshole. Now, so
It's a dirty game, bro.
yeah. So and in Family First, y'all have a really important part about being a man and what it takes to be a man, taking care of your family, taking care of your loved ones. What's a moment in your life? Because in the Jewish community, you technically got to go through a bar mitzvah to become a man. There's Brazilian and Amazonian tribes where young children have to put their hands in gloves filled with bullet ants and endure that pain to go through the process of adulthood. And until they do that, until they survive that, they're not that. Other people got to hunt tigers and bring it back to the crib. What's one moment that all of y'all have had in your lives that maybe were pivotal in becoming men in your lives? And where we're at now, is there one thing you could look back on?
I just think like responsibility. You know what I mean? Like just taking responsibility and shit.
Is there a big responsibility that really changed the game for you? You're like, damn, now I got to do this, no matter what.
I just think, bro, like every day, like surviving. You know what I mean?
Like your health. You mean
Your health. You gotta pay bills and shit like that. Like taking care of your family and shit like that. So
facts. And when you say family, taking care of your family, like and your wife's up. Congratulations, on having a beautiful, romance, and you also have your own family. What comes to mind when you think of taking care of your family and more added on responsibility as you've become older?
Just making sure they're good. You know what I mean?
But who specifically? Like you have little sisters, you have younger siblings?
Nah, I'm an only child, and my girl, my mom, making sure she's good. my dad, you know what I mean, like my immediate family, you know.
Your girl's family's
Girl's family too,
made
you
the
know
whole
what I
beat-
mean?
all the
Yeah.
beats in her
Yeah.
the garage
Yeah,
or the
bro,
room?
that's crazy, bro.
That's crazy.
I just made that shit. I made some of the beats here, bro, with them, you know. I mean, I made some of the beats on the project at her parents' crib, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
Shit ended up on Shade 45, you know. Shout out to Trackstar DJ if you're watching. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Right.
How about you, Shottie? What's something in your early life? Because you've OG in not just music but in life at this moment. You know, Jedi Master. What's something that was pivotal when you were young? Something you still look back on to this day. Now that you're raising all the children, all the young men you're raising. What's something you look back on when you look at them that was a moment that helped you now as you're raising them? Is there one specific moment? You don't have to go too deep into it, but maybe just something pivotal, a loss, or maybe anything.
I think what comes to mind to me is just like the losses, the failures, and what you learn from them. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what really makes you, at least for me, you know what I'm saying? That's what really made me grow. I had to get burned a few times to realize that the fire is hot. You know what I'm saying? So like that's the kind of shit that made me start like correcting the way I do shit, the way I think. You know what I mean? I used to be very negative and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Very like pessimistic. And I try not to be that way now. You know what I'm saying? I try not to be that way. I used to be a hater back in the day too. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that shit is like ugly. That shit's ugly energy. You know what I mean? So I spent a lot of years like washing that shit away from my existence, bro. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's the first thing that comes to mind for me. Obviously, I just became a dad, so that's like the recent thing. You know what I'm saying? But like before that, I think that it was like taking those L's. That shit was like I had to do it. You know what I'm saying? To grow.
Can you elaborate a little bit on L's? Like, is it music L's? Is it like creative L's? Is it life L's? Is it financial L's?
All of it. Yeah.
Romance? Like
Yeah, all of
all
it.
of it.
Heartbreaks, you know what I'm saying? Like taking L's with the music shit. Other, you know what I'm saying? Like in the career stuff. Like, like, bro, life's about wins and losses. I've definitely had some wins, you know what I'm saying? But I've had some losses too, bro. And it's important to stand on that too. Like, it's fine. Every lesson starts with L, you know what I'm saying? It ain't hard to spell. So, it's like, you got to stand on that shit, bro, and be honest about it, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, bro, taking losses, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've gotten to places where I thought I was close to doing something. I let myself get excited. So I don't get excited no more, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't talk about shit before I've done it. It's a lot of, like, different lessons that I've picked up that, I wouldn't have picked up if it wasn't for taking those L's and shit like that, so.
Well worded. What about you, Mo? You got some one moment maybe back. It could be recently too. Don't even gotta be so far back. Anything that's really one moment that really shifted you from the physical injury to anything. I know you've had quite a journey yourself.
Shit, man. One time, I remember, I guess there's like two little moments that stand out. I remember I must have been like 7 or 8. I was at the public pool over there in Germany and shit, and this dude was trying on my dogs. He was trying everybody, and then at the end, I was in the phone booth calling somebody to pick us up, and then he came in the phone booth trying me, and I just went crazy and started beating him with the phone and shit. And I was like 7 and 8, and then it was a crazy fight, and he thought I wasn't gonna go crazy like that, and then he's like, "Oh shit, chill." And he was bigger than me and younger, and all my friends were watching. They was like, "What the fuck?" And then when I came out of that phone booth, I damn near shit myself. I was so scared. But my friends, they all patted me on the back and like, "You the fucking man now, dog."
And you did that for your dog, right? Because you said
Yeah,
they
there was like some bully, some tall like teenagers who was just taking everybody money and shit. And since I was in the phone booth, he was gonna take my little coins or some shit. And I just snapped. I don't even know. And then I didn't even know what I was doing. And then everybody just patted me on the back. I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm the man now." But and then the second time, I remember first time going to county, calling somebody and nobody pick up and shit, and then just staying in that bitch for 28 days or whatever. That's the second time.
Born alone, die alone. Sometimes you're in county alone.
Yeah, type shit.
But sometimes you have hope come unexpectedly. You were the unexpected hope for those guys that were being bullied. You know.
So that first time I felt like the man, and then when I was all by my goddamn self, I was a man. You know what I'm saying?
What's the time that hope came unexpectedly to you? Maybe recently or in your life.
Oh man, recently I've been getting a lot of hope, man. You know what I'm saying? Shit, right when this album dropped, man, I was like, yo, I got like 200 on the video and shit, and then Shottie's like, oh, the label's gonna handle that. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. I ain't never heard no shit like that.
Father's Day
You know what I'm
Records.
saying?
Father's Day
Shout out to
Records.
Father's Day
Father's Day.
Records. That was some hopeful ass shit. I mean, I don't know. That shit gave me mad hope. I was like, oh, this shit popping.
I gotta ask you though, what's wrong with Skechers though? You know, what's wrong with Skechers?
Oh, I don't know. You know, you know what's wrong with sketches, dog.
Well,
Come
So,
on,
all
dog.
right, let me make this clear.
We're
Shout
never
out to
gonna
the
get that
people that wear
partnership.
Skechers because you got no choice. But if you got a choice, tighten up.
Sketches
Chill out.
damn near
Right.
expensive. It's just a shit they get from Burlington.
Oh,
You
really?
still- you know what I'm saying? They $30, $40, same as everything. They ain't that cheap.
All the Skechers propaganda, I feel like it's cheap. I feel like
Nah, man. The Shaq shoes are cheap. And them shits will get you jumped too.
shout out Shaq. Oh, look at you
You know
jump.
what I'm saying?
Oh, damn.
I mean, where I'm from, they will. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Favorite sneakers of all time.
Remember the Starberries?
What are
Those shit.
Marbury?
My
those
boy,
Yeah, the
my, boy
Marbury.
had, my boy Lex had. Yo, shout out to Lex. My boy Lex had all the colors, bro. He was a Starberry king, dog. I was like, damn.
All right, so
Them shits are like $20 each.
since we're on sneakers, let's all name best sneaker of all time. One great sneaker of all time. A specific.
I'm not gonna name the best sneaker of all
Your
time.
favorite,
That's
not-
obviously the Jordan 1, but like
Which one though?
the
there's a lot of
Chicago,
OG
the
ones.
Chicago Jordan 1, bro.
The one. Okay,
Yeah, bro.
okay,
I
got
mean, you
it.
could say the bread and shit, like, but you know, there's nothing. That shit doesn't exist without the Jordan 1. The
What-
sneaker culture doesn't exist without it.
Without it, okay.
How many LeBrons you think are in that top? Let me not start. Bro.
This
Let me not
guy,
start, let me
bro.
not start.
Okay, what about you, Marlon?
But I'll say shout out to the Grant Hills though.
Grant
The
Hill.
original Grant, the Fila Grant Hills. You know what I'm saying? I'll say shout out to those shits.
Shout out Fila. What about you, Marlon? What's
that
the
man
greatest
was
sneaker of all
that man
time?
was dropping triple doubles in Filas, bro. That's Grant
Yeah,
Hill
that,
was
that is
something else.
crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. What about, what's the number one sneaker of all time? Even if you've never owned it or dream sneaker, just the number one.
I like the fours.
Which ones?
Shit, bro. I like the white cement ones.
White cement
Yeah,
fours.
yeah. But I'm a simple guy, bro. I like forces, bro. It's all the same shit to me, bro.
You know? So pick.
He was
what
rocking
forces?
Black Forces when he was making the,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
MIALIENS shit.
Black Forces energy. Yeah, man, you can't go wrong with all white forces, man. That might be goated, but that's not my pick. What about you, Mogley? What's your pick?
Man, right now I'm fucking with them AEs, dog. The new Eds.
The Anthony Edwards?
Yeah.
Oh, really? They're dope.
Hell
I gotta
yeah.
see them.
I got them
gotta
on my
see
foot right here. Check it out.
Oh,
maybe another time.
Yeah.
shout out Ant.
There you go.
Shout out Ant, my dog. One of my favorite players in the league right now.
Bro, you getting paid for this?
And he played for the Wolves. You already know.
Yeah, and he
Yeah,
plays
play-
for the Wolves. Wow, that's crazy. Mogley got to perform at halftime at the Timberwolves game in the playoffs.
That'd be
That's
fire,
Be
right?
lit, bro.
That's crazy. All right, yeah, no, mine's at Jordan Space Jam 11. So that's my shit. Those are all right for me.
Yeah, shit's a fire.
So whose footwork was crazy, Shottie? What's that sample about? I'm sure that was your idea with that sample. Or who's
That
idea
was Robert Ory talking about Hakeem Olajuwon.
Wow, okay. Arguably a go. I got Hakeem over Jordan.
That's crazy.
I'm not going for this.
That don't
bro.
make no
I'm not
sense.
falling for this.
Imagine. Okay,
Got
he
Hakeem-
said I'm not
got
falling for
Hakeem
this.
over Jordan.
All right, and speaking of sneakers, I tend to miss my chance a lot when it comes to like the sneakers app. I never hit on that. I've probably had one of 90 times I've attempted. But in life, we tend to miss our chances a lot. Sometimes, like Mogly says in the project. Hold on, let me get the bars right. My dog Mogly says, same way I always miss my chance. Mogly says people always wait for the perfect timing, and guess what? They end up missing it. That's literally life. That's 30 years old, and that's still something I tend to remind myself when I see a baddie in the club, when I think of a beat, when I think of a bar. What's a time recently, Mrln, where you felt like you missed an opportunity because you were just waiting too long?
I think like everything that happened like before the album, like with music and shit like that. Like I used to be like really big on like not putting shit out. Like this is like before I started like producing and stuff like that, and I felt like that hindered me a lot until I was like, fuck it, bro, I'm just gonna start putting shit out, and hopefully whatever sticks, and I ended up working with them, you know what I mean? Like,
So when you said before the album, before MIALIENS?
yeah, like my second journey with music, like when I started producing and shit like that.
Okay.
So I felt like before that,
Because you used to rap before episode here.
Of course, bro. Anybody that loves this, bro, they start with rapping, you know what I mean? But like, and then that shit, hoarded a lot of music, and I was like, bro, I'm not getting anywhere with this.
And this is before like this run you're on now, Vermilion Heist and MIA.
Yeah.
Okay,
This was like
got it.
years ago.
Got it. Yeah, man. The music does nothing in your catalog sitting there.
Exactly.
For all artists, not just artists, not just music artists, all
Anything.
artists of every league. Yeah, anything. It's doing nothing for you, just sitting there waiting. The world is meant to appreciate it. You know, art. I feel as an artist, it's therapeutic for me, but it's not made for me. It's made for the world. You know, it's subjective.
I
at
make
the
it
end of
for
the day.
myself, and if the world enjoys it, the world enjoys it. You know what I mean? But
Facts.
it's for me first.
And how old were you guys when you learned to ride a bike?
Early. I don't remember, but it was early.
Like before you like lost your virginity early? Like what's early? Because
Yeah.
early was for virginity. Like I lost my virginity early.
Way earlier, bro. Way earlier. Yeah. I remember having a bike pretty young.
What about you, Mo?
Mad early, yeah, man. I grew up in Germany. Everybody you have to have a bike and shit.
That's how you get around in Germany,
Yeah,
bikes?
everybody, like the whole city you see, like just full of bikes everywhere and shit.
That's
So
awesome, man.
I had a bike probably like 2, 3 probably. You know what I'm saying?
Now,
3 years old riding a bike, bro.
I think so, man. A small one, you know what I'm saying, with the little things on the side first. You know what I'm saying?
The training shit.
Training
You know what I'm
wheels.
saying? And I remember taking them shits off.
and just for the audience that might not be aware, you used to live in Germany. How old were you when you were in Germany, and when did you come? When did
I
you
was
leave?
born there. I was born on the army base in Frankfurt, and I got deported to Miami when I was like 17.
Incredible. You remember all this, but on MIALIENS he says, I don't even remember bars. I'll be trying to forget. What are you trying to forget when you say that?
Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess what I meant when I wrote that. Yeah, it's kind of like a metaphor. It's like, it's kind of like, you know, mad bad shit be happening and shit, and the bars kind of like keep track of them and shit. Cause you know I put out a lot of music. I guess it's kind of like a ledger, and then I just keep focusing on the future. So I try to forget my old shit, just create new shit or some shit. I think, but I don't much put too much thought into it. But I think that's what I was thinking. You know what I'm
It's a
saying?
great way to put it. It's they say you're in the flow state. In the restaurant industry, you're in the weeds. You know, where you're just going. You're not thinking. It's just coming natural to you.
Hell
It's
yeah, I'm
natural
always
instinct.
in the weeds, bro. I'm always in the flow state. Yo, flow, if you spell it backward, is wolf. Ah,
And speaking of remembering, I do want to say RP Lou.
R.I.P.
Yeah,
Some typical Kendall shit, like you say, Shottie, in that record. And one of my favorite records, if not the favorite record on the project for me. But one thing it made me think about with that bar is Miami has this bad reputation, this bad connotation a lot of times within our own community, with people who have been making music for generations, years. Oh, Miami's full of haters. People hate on it. It's crabs all in a bucket trying to get out, and everybody hates on each other. As opposed to, like, you know how they say Atlanta's been winning for years because they all support each other. I feel like what you guys doing now, it's you know, it's a rose in the concrete. You know, it's a rose in a concrete jungle. It's sparking a difference. It's a new hope. It's episode 4. You know, it's amazing. But I do want to ask you guys, because you've all been in the game, you've all have been appreciating the game for a long time. Why do you think there's this energy in Miami apparently, or this connotation with why Miami is full of haters? Like Puya famously said, shout out Puya, another Florida Miami artist. He said that a lot of artists blow up when they leave Florida and then come back, and then Miami supports you. Not Florida. He said Miami specifically. Miami won't support you till you blow up outside of Miami and then come back. I feel like you guys are, you know, the exception, the anomaly. But why do you think Miami's had a hard time supporting each other? What do you think's going on with that? Do you have any thoughts on that?
I think it's because, like, come from some gang shit, you know what I'm saying? Like Miami. I mean, that's how it used to be and shit. Everywhere you go, some beef and shit. And now, I don't know, things are switching up now, you know what I'm saying? Slowly but surely and shit. I don't know. That's how it was for me, at least.
I think everybody wants to be the guy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like Miami, for some reason, everybody wants to be the Tony Montana. You know what I mean? And that just breeds haters when somebody's doing something. You know what I'm saying? Like that other people should be congratulating. You know, they're just like, why not me? And that's some ugly shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I do think that's changing, though. I think that used to be Miami, at least like in our little space. You know what I'm saying? That used to be Miami, but and there's some stragglers and shit left behind. You know what I'm saying? Like that are still doing the hating thing, and they're great at it. You know what I'm saying? And keep being great, bro. That's you know what I mean? That's what you do.
Love is getting in style, low key. Don't get me wrong. For all the social media and all the negativity we see constantly, I feel like it's being cool to be loved and be loving and be supportive. It's being back in style to be in shape and, you know, caring of your family. Like, that's what's real wealth. That's what's real success nowadays. That's one thing I do see good with social media. But when you see that, those are the things winning nowadays, and that's just longevity. It's the families that stay together. It's the groups that stay together that win. You know, it's heartbreaking seeing groups, you know, break up and all that when you could go so much further together.
Hell yeah, real rap G shit, dog. Love is winning, dog. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody want to see all that hater shit.
Yeah,
Fuck a
facts.
hater, you know what I'm saying?
We've been down that road already, bro. And you know what I'm saying? That shit didn't get us nowhere, bro. What's the point?
And Shottie, the first time, speaking of love, the first time you heard, the first time Mogley heard Shottie was on a record. What's the name of the record?
Bang to the boogie.
Bang to the boogie.
Bang to the pussy.
Bang,
Bang to the
pussy.
pussy.
Bang
I
to
thought it was
the
bang to the
Yeah.
bang to the pussy.
It's like bang to the pussy to bang. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's ID4 shit.
ID4
That's the
shit.
ID4 shit. Check this, my dog Cash, R.I.P. Cash and shit, man. I was at some telemarketing shit. He was right there too. We was smoking in his whip, and he's like, "Oh, check this out." And I ain't never even heard of Shottie before, and I was just running wild. I must have been 17, 18 or some shit. And he just threw that shit on, and I was just starting to dabble with this shit. I was like, you know, rapping with my friends and shit, freestyling and shit. I wasn't shit, but I thought I was the shit. And then that motherfucker played that shit, man. I swear I ain't never heard no shit like that, man. I swear, dog, that shit fucked me up. That shit was probably a pivotal moment in my rap shit, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Change the way you approach it.
What's up?
man, I didn't know that shit was possible, man. That shit was like, I was, and then it took mad long for me to get the actual, you know, the faux show, I think was called, that was on
The
and
faux
shit,
show,
which
yeah.
was another crazy ass project.
Because
The whole
that
was
shit,
crazy.
that I think that one that you're talking about was on an EFN tape.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So
Shout out to General
I
EFN.
think that was out before before we dropped the whole mixtape.
He had it like on a burnt CD and shit. And he's like, "Oh, you think you rap? Check out my dog Shottie and
That's
shit."
crazy,
I think he
dog.
called Deadshot back then.
R.I.P.
So-
Cash.
R.I.P.
Yeah, I was
Cash,
Deadshot. Yeah.
And man, that shit, I swear, man, that shit
That was the
changed.
homie, man.
Like, to the speed of your metabolism. Got
So
your
to the
girl,
aneurysm, some
Yeah.
shit like that. Yeah.
got your girl pussy lips cracking her smile. Nigga, that shit was crazy. I still remember that shit to this day. If you play it right now, I know every word and shit.
Is it out to this day, Shottie? Would we be
I
able to
wouldn't
cut
know
to
where to
it?
find it. Yeah, I wouldn't. I
Okay.
wouldn't
If
know.
it is,
Maybe
we'll
it's
cut
on
to it.
YouTube. or
You gotta
some
keep the
shit.
future in your eyes, man. You can't, look for that old shit.
Yeah,
but-
yeah, yeah.
But-
I cringe when I
God
listen to
damn.
that shit. I
That's-
cringe.
Man, I wild out when I hear that shit. That shit crazy.
Marlon, is there a producer, maybe locally or in the industry, that when you heard him, it changed your trajectory in the way you approach music?
I
A
think
moment, a song. From
I think Dilla, bro. Like Dilla, like when I heard "Don't Cry," that shit like fucked me up, bro. It's like, and then the backstory to that fucked me up, bro.
to
You
the
know,
beat, to the production, to how it was made.
I think it fucked me up, like why he made that song. You know, like why he made that song.
No, you could definitely.
But like he was like dying and shit, and then his mom was like obviously crying. He was in the hospital. He was making this whole album in the hospital, and he made that song to tell her, "Don't cry when I pass away." You know what I mean? Like that shit
Wow.
just fucked me up, bro. Like
Wow.
yeah, crazy.
Yeah, he was sending people out to get records, you know.
Yeah.
bring them into the hospital.
And
How about you? No, but
no, you good.
No, you're gonna add on to it.
I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm good.
Are you sure? You're sure?
I'm good.
Blame my dad. He used to do that to me when I was young. Oh, Shottie, is there anybody that did that to you with the bars, with music? It doesn't have to be even hip hop. Maybe something outside of hip hop that you had already started making music, but it just changed the way you look at it.
There was two. There was my boy Lou that I talk about on the album. Like I didn't know that people could rap. What I thought I was the only rapper in Miami when I was like coming up, because I started rapping like in my room. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know where to find like hip hop and shit. You know what I'm saying? So like I just started rapping. I liked the shit, and so I just started doing it. You know. So I thought I was the only guy in Miami, bro. Honestly.
And you
I was
met
like,
him. First impression was the battle.
Yeah, my boy D was like, "Yo, man, there's a dude in my class, and he raps." The way he said it, I was like, "Oh man," you know what I'm saying? He was like, "Yeah, bro, he's good." I was like, "Oh, yeah."
A squash match, you thought?
So he brought him through. It was like a battle, but it wasn't really a battle. It was like I spit, he spit, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I was like, damn, this dude is good. You know
And
what I'm
that's
saying?
the moment
And
that
he
you were
was
like,
prepared.
okay.
He was prepared more than I was. He had way more verses in the tuck. You know what I'm saying? I could freestyle probably a little better than him. You know what I'm saying? Like off the dome, but he had mad
But
verses.
verses in the tuck,
He
yeah.
had
it's-
mad
it's,
verses, bro. And I remember that being like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, damn, bro, I need to get like that. And then another moment was like years later and shit when my boy Pro, R.I.P. Pro, introduced us to North and Agony, R.I.P. North. You know what I'm saying?
RP North.
And I remember, bro, there was like a moment where, so that was like me and my boy Littles from ID4. We had like maybe two or three songs that we had made in the studio, right? And I remember like meeting them that day, bro, and Agony, and I've told him this, like on his balcony and shit, he spit a whole song. Like they put on the beat and he just spit the whole song, like went to the hook, you know what I'm saying? The verse, and then spit the other hook and the verse. And I was like, yo, this dude got a whole song. I did not know what that was like.
Wow.
To have like a whole song. I had verses. I was like a mixtape battle rapper.
That
you
turned
know
you to a
what I'm
songwriter. That was
saying?
like the
that
songwriter
moment, you know what I'm saying? Like Agony, that shit changed the way I fucking think about the shit, you know what I'm saying?
That is incredible.
Yeah.
And Martin, talking about the project now, let's go behind the music if we can a little bit. So, to my understanding, I think on Flo Rogan, it was you guys said that you guys had like 4 beat packs. That maybe Martin said 4 beat packs, was it?
It was like 3.
2 or 3. Okay,
Yeah.
4 beat packs, 3 beat packs. So, I'm sure these guys picked the records quick, right? You guys figured out what you liked and moved fast. What happened with the once the beats are picked? Did you add anything post? Was there anything you wanted to add after besides like skits and like transitions out? Is there anything like, oh, let me add drums on this beat? And if so, what beat?
He changed the drums on Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
Mogly's like, bro, change them back.
Oh, really? So they were.
Yeah.
Is there a version without the drums?
I mean, yeah.
The new
You
drums
should
was
send
tight,
it to
yeah.
me for the edit, and we'll drop.
I got
We'll
you.
let
The
we'll let
other
the
drums was
comments.
tight too.
Nah, the other drums, there's like a snare roll on the Once Upon a Time, and that was part of the other drums that they're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then I mean, but yeah, I did. I took it, and I was like, there's stuff that I added, there's stuff that I took out, and then it was like just seeing what fits, playing with it and shit like that.
So you wanted UFO to be the intro?
Yeah, bro. I don't know. It just gave me an intro vibe, and I was like, I told them, and they were like, nah.
Can I tell you something?
What's up?
So I look at music and I really I break down the order of it, and I'm so appreciative that you guys take thought into how you guys did it. I feel like I'm looking at the album in halves, and I personally I love the first half, but I think I like the second half more. I feel like UFO is kind of like an introduction to the
Did I say
second
that?
half.
Yeah.
He
He did say that.
Yo, UFO should be the intro to the second
It
half.
gives the
said that,
energy.
he
It
said
brings
that.
that energy back, and it's like, okay, this is the next part of the next act of the movie.
Yeah,
So-
or like a vinyl when you put side B, you know what
That's
I'm saying?
gonna probably
that's
be the first
that's
one.
the intro to side B type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Go to flavor of Kool-Aid to poison.
I'm sorry, what?
Because you're poisoning Kool-Aid.
Right.
Is there a go-to flavor for anybody out there listening? Don't do that, by the way. But
Whatever the red one is.
the red one, I think that's fruit punch, right?
Fruit punch, yeah.
Now
Cherry.
the Kool-Aid guy breaks in behind us. He's like, "Oh yeah." And Mogly, you referenced the Marlins, man. 03, right? That's when we won the championship. 03.
Man, tell you the truth, is a blur, but I remember we won that motherfucker.
That was the Cabrera. Is that
97.
that one?
97 was the first one, and then
03 was the Cabrera.
Yeah, that's my one because I didn't see the '97.
Yeah,
I
I
was like
wasn't
4
here
years
for
old.
'97. I was here for the 03. I remember I was on top of a cracker car dancing and shit. I got pictures of that shit. The crackers didn't even care.
You still have the pictures?
Yeah.
I need that. We're putting that in that.
I was on top of the trunk of the cracker car, Flanagan's, man, on 88, 137. The whole street was shut down. The crackers
I was
just
on.
let it
I was at Flanagan's
You was
too.
too?
Yeah,
That
I was
was
inside. My boy,
I
at
was
one
outside.
point, my boy Potato goes safe, and you know where all the glasses are hanging and
Yeah.
shit, bro. He broke all the glasses.
Oh,
That shit was crazy.
All right.
that
so-
was a night, bro.
Yeah, I was there that
crazy.
night. That shit was crazy.
The whole street.
yeah, we're
shut
probably
down.
side by side, shoulder to shoulder.
That's
Come to
crazy.
think about it, I do kind of remember somebody dancing on a cop car.
All right, and then like we picked the greatest shoes of all time. Let's pick greatest sports championship teams of all time. Just one. One. Can we do that? Just
Why you
one.
want to do this with me, dog?
Just one. Just one. You're a Jordan guy. We all know. But what Jordan team was the best? That's gonna be your pick.
Yeah.
I thought you
What
loved Magic.
Jordan
I thought you
teams?
loved Magic. Whatever.
All right, let's go Magic.
No,
bro.
no,
Go
no, it's your
Magic.
pick, it's your pick, it's your
okay,
pick.
87 Lakers, bro. Fine.
You think '87 Lakers better than any Jordan championship team?
I'm trying to pick somebody outside of Jordan, dude. Just
but
so you don't
love
say
Jordan. You need to represent Jordan on this podcast.
So I would say 93.
93
I
Jordan.
said
team.
93 Bulls team beats any version.
That was
of-
one, right? That was the
of
first
any
one he
team.
got?
That was the third one.
So he got 91, 92, 93?
Yeah.
Oh, and then he took the baseball gambling break running from Hakeem.
So the finals in '93, he averaged over 40 something in the finals, bro.
Okay.
Nobody's done that yet since.
All right. What
Same.
about you, Mogley? You gonna stick with the Marlins? It's the best one.
Man, that was fun, but when the Heat first won, dog, with that
shit
Wade,
was
shit,
fire.
Wade,
Gonna be mad.
young Wade.
Holy
Yeah.
shit, that was
Wade and
crazy.
Shaq.
I think I was with A-Hole and shit. I remember in front of the stadium.
With A-Hole?
I
No
think
way.
So, yeah, we was tagging up shit. People were just. I had a big bottle of vodka. I was just giving everybody vodka and shit. I don't know. That shit was even crazier than the Marlins one. You know what I'm saying? That shit was nuts. That shit was crazy.
How about you, Marlon? You got one?
I'm literally gonna say the same thing, bro.
No, it's a draft.
I remember
Yes.
watching that shit on TV and I was like, damn, like Miami won something.
You had a second one?
Probably like biased, but like when LeBron was here, like when they won,
Like
like
he got two. Which one?
I think the first one, the first
Against Dirk.
yeah,
Against Dirk.
yeah.
Something like
That
That's a
was
magical
special.
one. But I'm gonna up you with that one. Damn, nah. But how am I not gonna pick Kobe?
That was the Ray Allen one, right?
Yeah. Oh, that one. I'm going with that one. That one was fucking crazy.
that. Rihanna from the corner. That was that shit.
On the corner.
Man, you know what? MIALIENS episode, greatest championship pick. I'm gonna do the year that after when LeBron repeated with that Ray Allen shot, the greatest shot of all time in NBA history. And what that did for the hood, that was a great memory. That was my senior year. I remember what I did, who I was with, how I ended the night. Fire. Yeah, so shout out the Heat, man. And then I noticed you guys have mad visuals. You guys just did one at Olympic Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Incredible. That was for footwork.
That was for footwork.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Wow. So that's an OG park for y'all, right?
Oh hell yeah. Big
Yeah.
152. Shit, I done played at that park so many times. I got a scrap for that time. I remember one time the police tried to set me up, dog, with the CI. He asked for 4 ounces and shit. He like, meet me in the park. I see the crackers circling and shit. I take out the 4 ounces and I'm like this in front of the crackers, just pouring it out. In front of the DTs and shit, stomping it into the grass while they running at me in the middle of the park and shit. I don't know, been mad shit, gunshots, all kinds of shit. And to see Dissum and all them get to bless the court. He used to stay right across the street. You know what I'm saying? So that shit was crazy. And he was like, he was gonna put me put a quote on the side of the court on the baseline that said 152. I made a promise, just hustle hard to stay loyal like Udonis. And he's gonna put my name next to it.
Wow.
But one of them niggas hated this shit.
Nah.
Yeah.
Shut
so-
that shit
That
down.
was a bar. What?
Yeah,
What a
man.
hater. And I think Atomical got a key to the city, right?
Yeah.
And Dism 305, they
Yeah.
got keys. How do y'all feel? Y'all think you're gonna get your key to the city within the next year or two, or
Not
3?
me, man. I'm too trenched with it.
First wolf from the trenches with a fucking key to the city. How about you, Go?
I might run for mayor one day. You know what I'm saying?
I'm voting. I'll vote for the
That'd be
boy.
crazy. I said I'll never vote again. Never mind. I'm gonna vote. If
I'm gonna
Shottie
do
runs,
that.
I'm gonna vote. How about you, Marlon?
Shit, bro. If it happens, it happens, bro. You know what I mean? Like if it happens, it happens.
He's like, I'll take.
I'll take it.
And then Mogley said with the Flo Rogan episode, shout out Flo Rogan, Father's Day Records is gonna do all the videos. We already got visuals already out right now for Black Buttons. We got that one. We got Fire in the Sky. We have
Few of us.
few of us.
Bro, we're shooting one tonight.
Yeah.
Shooting one right after this.
Shooting one right
We're
after
shooting one
this.
tonight.
Shout out
You
Believe.
know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Believe and
And
Ed Bo.
Ed just sent the text talking about video done or the footwork and shit. So you gotta release this episode quick. You know?
And also the video for a goat called Wolf.
Oh hell yeah, with Jerobi. Shout out
Yeah.
Jerobi, the GOAT.
The
We got a remix to UFO coming out too with some special guests on it.
And that's gonna be the video. You're gonna do the video for that one.
That one, you know,
Can we announce that yet, Chip?
huh?
Can we announce that yet?
Who's on it? Nah,
Who's on it?
nah,
Not yet?
Nah, not yet.
Stay tuned.
Oh,
By the time this
oh,
episode
very
comes out,
hush,
we
hush.
might be able to show. We'll see.
Yeah, yeah.
New Year episode. We'll see.
Hey, but let's talk about the.
Right after this. So with the video, we got a bunch out. Mogley said that Father's Day Records said we're gonna do a video for every single one. I want each of you to pick one record that you want to have a video done for, starting with the producer. What's one video you want to see done? A visual.
Shit, the one that we're doing tonight.
Which is for
that's
what
my
record?
that's my answer too.
Storm Party.
Storm Party. Fire.
Storm Party.
What? No, you gotta switch it. What's the next
I gotta
one?
switch it.
What's the second one you're doing?
The
Then?
UFO remix.
Okay. Fire. Mog, what's one? What's another one you want to see?
I like Southwest or the Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, facts.
Southwest
Oh,
is
shit.
gangsta. You should do both of those together. You should make that a little fucking
movie
cinematic
and shit.
feature. That'll be dope.
That'd be
No, man,
crazy.
And speaking of the Gold Jerobi, how was that situation? How was that vibe being in the studio with him? How'd that story go? Like,
Shit, we was right here in this studio.
yeah.
Right.
Shottie
Right.
Pop.
Right.
right here, we're gonna cut to.
saying?
But what was that vibe like? What? And to my understanding, it wasn't planned for him to hop on anything, right?
Nah, it wasn't no plan. He just came through, hollered at us, and we was like, hell yeah, let's make it happen. You know what I'm saying? It was just some universe shit, I'll tell you the truth, man. That shit been, universing on this album, dog. That shit just been falling into place, and dope shit just been going on, and everybody just bringing dope shit to the table, and Jerobi just like, he's a big Shottie fan. And then I know his boy, Vibe. And Vibe hollered at me, and I was like, shit, Shottie my dog, let's make it happen. And it just happened to be the right time, and then UB let us cook, because Jerobi wanted to do it in the studio together. That was like a thing that he wanted, like he wouldn't do it like send it and send it back. He wanted to be in the studio just vibing, because he ain't even rap since his boy Fife died.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Fife,
legend
all
from
this shit.
Tribe
you know
Called
what I'm
Quest.
saying? And you know what I'm saying? He got inspired, and then he's like, I want to be in the studio, and then UB hooked it up with the stool, and we just chefed that bitch up, man.
That was a vibe too.
It was a vibe too. I ain't gonna front, man. I was probably a little nervous. I don't know if y'all was nervous and shit. And then
He's mad humble, you know what I'm saying? So like once the beats are on and shit, and you know what I mean, the weed is lit. It's a studio session.
hell
but-
yeah, I mean yeah. I was a little
You know
nervous at
what
the
was
beginning.
fire? I was thinking about the other day. So like Jerobi came out and performed with us at Crime Battle, which was super fire too. But when we were rehearsing outside before
Yeah.
that shit was dope.
Jerobi
Man.
just came with us and we was rehearsing right there.
We're out there in
the car and shit.
Alapata, like in the middle of the street with the car door open, just like blasting.
Jerobi from the trench too. Dog. I shot Jerobi, a real one.
Facts,
dog.
bro.
For real,
That shit
you know what I'm
was
saying?
fire,
He
and it
ain't
was
about
just
no-
us three. You know what I'm saying? But like that shit was dope. That shit was low key doper than the actual show and shit. That shit was dope, man.
And like if you a hip hop, connoisseur or person or whatever, Tribe is like, that's upper echelon. You know what I'm saying? Shit that they created. They made that Kanye West shit cool and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got inducted into the Hall of
They're
Fame.
part
just-
of.
yeah,
They're part of
they're
the
Hall of
story of
Famers,
hip hop.
bro.
They're the
Yeah.
Hall of Famers.
They just got inducted into the Rock
The
and
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, bro.
How many people period could say that, let alone rappers?
Facts.
There's a
You know what I'm
reason
saying?
hip hop's the most popular music genre in the world now, of all types of languages, and they're a huge part of that story and a huge
that
part of that
conversation we were
becoming.
having about producers, Q-Tip is up there. Man.
Q-Tip is up there, man.
That man has
And-
seen Q-Tip cook up, bro.
And speaking of Q-Tip,
He seen
on that
Dilla.
Dilla
same
too.
thought, EFN introduced these guys as the MIALIENS. So we already know, if that doesn't tell us context clues, there's gonna be more. MIALIEN sequel?
Yeah, man.
Hell the fuck yeah.
Facts.
You ever seen an alien movie without a sequel?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's like
The
5
S,
of them, bro.
the S turns into a 2.
Right.
You know what I'm
The
saying?
MI universe, the MIALIEN
The
universe.
S turns into it too. I like
And
that.
on that question, there was only one feature, very powerful selection, the Great Jerobi. Is there any possibility maybe the only other feature for this next project is Q-Tip and Jerobi?
Bro,
Bro.
that would be
Shit,
insane,
man.
bro.
We'll
Put
see.
it
We'll
into the
see.
universe, son. Put it into the universe.
Yeah.
Well, I usually do a shoot your shot segment on all of our episodes. I would like to shoot my shot for that MIALIENS 2, the feature with Jerobi, Q-Tip, and the MIALIENS. The gold.
That'd be crazy.
It's the only right way to do it. Only right way to do it, I think. And then after that, guys, Shottie, you put in a great words how Mogly comes on the record and it's just natural. It just comes natural to him.
Yeah.
And you guys have a great contrast with the way you're bring together the whole record. And you're setting bars at the beginning, planting seeds that, you reference at the end of the verse and the end of the song, and it's just full circle moments, damn near cinematic masterpiece. What's your favorite verse from Mogly in the entire project?
Damn, that's a good one, bro. I like black button ups, I think.
Incredible answer.
I like black button ups, yeah.
Great answer. Mo,
Great song.
what's your favorite verse from the GOAT?
Man, that Southwest shit is crazy, but the Few of Us verse too, that shit is crazy. Shottie, man, every goddamn verse is bullets, but you know what I'm saying? I don't know. They all crazy, dog. But yeah, the standout to me is the one about that story about his homie Lou. I think it was on Southwest, right?
No, that's
Fireman.
not
no
Foxhole.
brick ballet.
Brick
Brick
ballet.
Brick Ballet,
Brick Ballet,
yeah.
yeah.
That verse and then the Few of Us verse was crazy. That shit really inspired me. And Storm Party verse too. That shit inspired the shit out of me, dog. That shit was crazy.
What about you, Marlon? Pick one from each.
Nah, bro. Black Button Ups from Mogley, bro. I tell him all the time. That's like my favorite verse.
Yeah.
And then for Shottie, I think the verse that fucked me up was the Fam First one.
The Fam First?
Yeah. That bar where he's like, I shot Marvin in the face and it was due to business, sipping on gourmet shit, called the wolf to fix it. Like,
Pulp, not
crazy,
fiction.
bro, crazy.
Coming soon.
Coming soon.
Coming soon.
Yo, and then I want to know who came up with the idea to get A-Ho sniffs glue on the cover.
That's my dog, man. I didn't even know if he was gonna do it. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna reach out to him and see what he say. And he just said, bro, I'm with it. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. That's a crazy look. You know, and MIALIENS with an A-Ho cover and shit. You know, shout out to my dog A-Ho. And you know, that's my dog. He just said, yeah, man, no payment, no nothing. He just, I got you, Will. You know what I'm saying?
A true Miami legend. He's
True Miami legend.
been a
Just
part of
looked out-
history.
Looked out when he
ever
didn't
since.
have to, just out the blue. You know what I'm saying? And that's my motherfucking dog.
been a part of history in so many ways. I put examples. You all have seen him. If you don't know who he is, you're gonna see all the things he's done. You're gonna be like, "That's that guy." Yes, it's him. And it's only fitting that he's part of this piece of history of MIALIENS Part One.
His artwork, anything he do is up there. You know, he was just at the fucking the Biltmore or something doing Make-A-Wish Foundation. You know, charity paintings and shit that go for like $5K. I think it went for $16K or some shit. You know what I'm saying? So for him, that's just some real G shit, man. My dog.
Facts.
Real.
Go. And a lot of people don't know that first GTA trailer that's about to change the entire world. A-Hole's in that.
A-Hole in that bitch.
One of the
Yeah.
first things they show. The Rockstar, the company that makes that game, realized we got to really show this is Miami.
Right.
Yeah.
And they included
put-
that. Of all things.
They got a couple, but A-Hole very prominent and shit, man. It's crazy.
Incredible. And then, so speaking of storm parties, aka hurricane parties out here in Miami, a lot of people don't know what that is. Have y'all ever had a hurricane party? Been at a hurricane party? Turned up for the sake of a hurricane?
Yeah, but like for one of those hurricanes that never even ended up materializing. You know what I'm saying?
That's what we all say until they do.
Right.
But what's a go-to necessity for a hurricane party? What's one thing you need?
Bitches.
How about you, Mogley? Can't say bitches.
Man, I get them Hollandaise, you know what I'm saying?
Ladies. I'm sorry, bro.
The Hollandaise?
Right.
The Hollandaise is like a beer and shit. That's just some beer, mad beer. I get like
German beer?
I think it's from Hollandia.
Okay.
But it's like cheap and
call it la
but it's cheap and it's got quality and shit. And that's you know what I'm saying? I get like I don't know 3 pallets of that shit. Get
3
like-
pallets? Oh,
yeah, like,
Jesus
I
Christ.
go
I
to-
thought you said Hollandaise.
No,
Like Hollandaise mustard, right?
Hollandia.
I was about to say, my dog likes that. Mayonnaise or mustard? What's Hollandaise? It's Hollandaise.
Just his own sauce.
Oh, it's a different thing. It's neither or. I think it's a mix with them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your what's your go-to necessity
Shit,
for a
bro.
hurricane party?
Internet connection, bro.
Wow.
I'm gonna
That's risky. That's a crazy bet. What
Yeah,
if the
but
internet
fuck
goes
with
out?
money.
oh,
You're
fuck,
stuck
bro.
like Chuck. Jeez, for real? All right. And then it's not about the destination, it's about the chase. Many different stories you don't remember, Mr. Shottie says on the project. But in life, we remember people that are part of the journey. You know, your hustle goes through the roof when you ain't feeding yourself. Who are some powerful people in y'all journey that motivates you, that keeps you doing what you're doing, that keeps you sane in this insane world? Who are some people, if y'all can name, that, you know, keep you on this and keep you focused, that are still with us today, that they can hear this and, you know, we could just show them love?
These 2 guys, for one. You know what I'm saying? Like, doing this album was a manifestation of that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we were keeping each other on our toes. You know, I feel like they keep me, Mogley as an MC keeps me on my toes anyway. You know what I'm saying? Here in the city and shit. So, yeah, I would say these guys. You know what I'm saying?
What about outside of music, like your why?
My why? It's
Yeah.
my family.
Family.
Yeah,
Facts.
100%.
100.
Everything I do is for my family. You know what I'm saying?
Kids, the old
Yeah,
girl.
kids, wife,
You
mom,
your parents,
grandma.
okay, your mom still
Yeah.
blessings. Mogley, what about you?
My Wolfie, man. You know, that man, that little boy, he put the battery in my back a long time ago, and shit just been going up since he came around. So I definitely gotta say my Wolfie. That man inspires me every day, and he be going hard for his. So only right, I gotta go hard for mine. You know.
Well,
Type
if
shit.
you're listening, we know you are. Keep going. And Marlon,
Shit, my girl, bro. You know what I mean? Like, she's like my rock, bro. Straight up.
foundation behind every
Yeah,
powerful
yeah.
man's a even more powerful woman. They say so. That's the goal. That's goals for a lot of us in life.
Facts.
And then shoot your shop outside of Miami Aliens too. Is there anybody y'all would like to work with on your maybe individual projects, maybe on something, maybe something you'd like to do a project with? Anybody out there, Marlon, you haven't been able to connect with?
Rock Marcy, bro.
Rob Marcy.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I'm putting that in the universe.
Rock Marcy.
Rock Marcy.
Rock
Rock
Marcy.
Marciano.
Rock Marciano, if you're listening and we know you are, tap in. Rockin'
Got
Marlon.
beats.
Marlon Rock. Shottie, anybody you like to tap in with?
Producer wise, probably Muggs.
Mugs again? Okay, you said that on episode
Did I?
9.
Did I?
Yeah,
So I'll say Redman.
Redman.
I'd love to do a song with Redman. That's my favorite rapper. You know what I'm saying?
What about you, Mogs?
Man, they asked me that shit the other day. The label said, who you want to fuck with? I said, let me get a Sauce Walker.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Y'all fuck with Sauce Walker. Producer wise, man, I love a Primo beat now. I go crazy over a Primo beat. You know what I'm saying? That would be my shit. And they said, somebody said something about something, but it ain't happened yet. But shit, that would be the shit right there.
And then on some MIALIENS shit, we do the big 3 every episode. It's our draft. We're gonna draft Miami staples, things that Miami's known for, things that Miami basically can't live without, that makes Miami, that you go on a vacation somewhere else and you're like, damn, I wish they had this. Damn, they don't got that. Somebody that's never been to Miami, they're gonna hear this and be like, all right, these are the 9 things. Wait, 3, 6, 9, 12 things we gotta check out or need. Starting with Mogs, what's your number 1 draft?
Man, it's crazy, man. This shit's like, nobody gonna agree with me, man, but I've been like on some healthy shit, and I've been eating a lot of Chicken Kitchen, and that shit only exists in Miami.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
just
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, I went out of state, and I was like, what's the nearest Chicken Kitchen? That shit don't go past Palm Beach. and
Over
shit.
Pollo? Chicken Kitchen over Pollo?
Hell yeah, man.
Wow.
You gotta try 3 chefs,
You
bro.
mix the curry with the salsa?
I mix curry with the cilantro. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? And then I get some hot sauce on top. You know what I mean? But definitely, that's like, I don't know. That's
Shottie, what's a staple for you? Miami
When I
staple?
left Miami, what I missed the most was the Cuban spots, and specifically the cafecito, bro. I just couldn't find a decent.
What's your
cafecito.
number 1 Cuban spot? Because
The one that's it's bro. Look, my number 1 Cuban spot is whichever one's closest to me. I'll be completely honest with you, bro.
I like that. Okay.
Whichever one's closest. Right now, it's Party Cake Bakery.
Party Cake Bakery.
And that's where I be at. You know what I'm saying?
Fire.
Yeah.
Okay, Marlon, what about you?
Damn, the food, bro. Every time I leave the city, bro, I'm like, fuck, man. Like,
You can't say
food.
Cuban food though. He just took that off the board. It's the draft. We can't repeat picks.
Shit.
Doesn't even have to be Cuban food. All the other food.
Yeah,
there's a lot of other
like
food.
fritanga, like
Also,
There you go.
Nicaraguan.
Come on, bro.
fritanga,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Fire.
All
Fire.
that be missing.
That's a
Every
great
time I
pick.
go out of town, I'll be like, where's it at?
So that's a great pick. And you know what, man? I just learned Dunkin' Donuts. They don't even make their lattes with regular coffee. They throw a Cuban coffee in that joint. So y'all might have taken the Cuban restaurant, but I'm gonna take Cuban coffee because you can make that everywhere. You can't even buy it in supermarkets and places, dog. I was in Cali.
Yeah.
Ni pinga.
Yeah.
bro.
It's,
So
it's
dog.
impossible.
Crazy. And I like coffee. It's straight, but it's just it
nothing
ain't the
hits like
same,
that.
dog.
Yeah,
In Cali,
nothing hits
there's
like that.
Cuban bodegas that got.
Guess what?
Dog, I went to a
not
Cuban.
not in downtown LA.
Well,
I went to a Cuban place in New York. They gave me a tortilla with my food, dog. I was like, give me a tortilla with my food, dog. I couldn't believe it.
Get that
That's
shit
crazy.
out of here.
I couldn't
That's
believe
low-key racist, bro.
it. Right.
low-key
It's
racist.
low-key
Low-key
racist. You know what I'm
that
saying?
don't happen,
Like,
though. That don't happen a lot. Yeah, that don't happen.
Mo, what's your second pick? Second draft pick for Miami
second
Staples.
draft pick. Oh man, the women, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That's a great pick. Low key, you could argue that's a number 1 draft pick for a lot of people.
that's facts. Everybody
That's
from
crazy.
out of town is like astounded
Stephen A.
by
Smith
that
just
shit.
said that.
That's
Yeah.
disgusting. Yeah, that's crazy. Staple could be anything. Could be a restaurant, strip club, you know, The vibe.
I don't want to go with another restaurant. I think just the weather.
The weather.
You know
Great
what I'm saying?
pick.
We take that
That's
shit
my
for
next
granted.
pick.
Great pick.
We take that shit for granted, bro.
I argue Miami's the best city in the world, and that's the number one thing I argue. I've never seen snow. I'm dying to see snow, but it ain't, it ain't a lot. It's made out to be from what I heard.
The humidity sucks. You know what I'm saying? But there's other hot places that it's like that dry heat, and that shit ain't cool either. You know what I'm saying? You ever been to like Arizona and shit? That shit is unbearable, dog.
Yeah, it's crazy. Marlon, what about you?
I think it's cliche to say this, but like the culture, like you go to New York is not like Miami, like LA is not like Miami, Chicago is not like Miami, like Miami's its own thing, so I'm gonna go with culture.
But what about the culture? Because low-key, everything we've selected is low-key part of the culture. Like, what do you mean, like the melting pot? Like the fact that there's different ethnicities mixing together?
Definitely.
Okay.
And like Hispanics are kind of like, we're all kind of the same kind of people, you know what I mean?
But we're all mad different.
Yeah, everybody has their own cultures and shit like that, but yeah, I don't know, it's just Hispanic people.
Chico, I just met a Portuguese guy in Flannies, and dog, we're having full-blown conversation, and you would think he speaks Spanish, he would understand Spanish easier. He ended up being confused as hell, and I ended up having to ask him halfway because he kept talking to us in broken English, and I was like, you understand Spanish? But he's like, yeah. And I was like, but you prefer to speak English? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, why? Is it because the dialects are also different? He was like, yeah, that's why. Everybody speaks a different Spanish. And I was like, Dominican Spanish, Cuban Spanish, Puerto Rican Spanish,
My kid's school is 95% Hispanic, though. 95, bro. That's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah. And what's crazy is you go to other places around the world, and it's like you're an anomaly. You stand out.
I went to L.A. The first time I went to L.A., bro. I remember this was a moment. I felt stupid as hell because I went to some store and I was buying something, and the girl behind the counter was Mexican. She looked Mexican. You know what I'm saying? So like my Miami default was to talk to her in Spanish, and she answered back in the most perfect English you ever heard in your life, bro. And I felt stupid as hell. I was like, shit, because I just assumed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
But that's some Miami shit.
Facts, yeah.
In L.A. or in other places, there's people that look hella Hispanic that probably don't even speak Spanish because they've been there for so many generations and shit. You know
and here in Miami, you pull up to McDonald's and fast food places, American companies, and they talk to you. They greet you in Spanish.
Bro, have you gone to Walmart in Kendall? Like,
it's all Spanish.
There's not a person that speaks English.
Oh yeah, that's been how I live my whole life.
Bro, it's crazy though.
Yeah. My fourth pick, I'm gonna say the beaches because I was just in Cali for the first time in my life. Beautiful. But homie, you gotta walk like a mile to get to the
waves, bro.
And then the waves. Once you get to it's madness.
Yeah.
There's nothing like Miami beaches. It's crazy.
Kind of cold, the water. Yeah.
And for tourists listening, South Beach is cool to get turned up and get banged up. I'm not talking about the water there. Go to El Farito, the lighthouse beach. That's my go-to. Always a vibe. The waves ain't that crazy. Beautiful. You see fish from your feet. The vibe. And then we got our last. This is the third round here. Third round draft picks for circling the draft here. What's the one Miami staple, Mogley?
Shit, man. I want to say something illegal, but I won't. You know what I'm saying?
we could bleep it if you want.
Yeah. That could have been the first choice too.
Bleep.
Oh shit!
You know what's crazy? And this coming from a career criminal and shit. Yo, the police. Like once you leave county line, there's a bunch of redneck crackers and shit. They just down here, the police, like, you know what I'm saying, they different than anywhere else, dog.
That being said, I've tried to like plead my way out of it in Spanish, and that shit didn't work. You know what I'm saying? It took me to jail anyway. Coño, bro, you know what I'm saying? I tried to.
Mowgli's German side probably gives him a better.
Nah, like the dude was Cuban,
I've been like that over 50 times. You know what I'm saying? So.
Nah, the dude was Cuban, so I tried to, you know what I'm saying?
I do feel you though. So it's kind of like Marlon saying with the different cultures. You feel me? So you have a higher probability maybe with finding a cracker that might relate. Don't get me wrong though. There's bad cops. There's bad characters everywhere.
There's mad bad police and shit. I'm just saying, even the bad police is different. You know what I'm saying? It's like they'll just whoop your ass and leave you somewhere or some shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's like. It's probably the wrong answer, but it's just different. It's different. Answer. It's different than anywhere else. You know what I'm saying?
That's a great way to look at it. And honestly, it's a crazy thing to point out. You know, because it's easy to just hate on the police. It's just easy to hate on their
job and shit.
Facts, 100%. Shottie, what's your last pick for Miami staples?
Bro, look, can I say some cliche shit, bro? I'm gonna say like the Miami hip hop scene. I'm gonna be honest with you,
Damn,
because
that was
like,
gonna be my third pick. That's
nah,
a
because
great pick.
we do take some of that shit for granted, bro. There's a lot of cities that don't have it the way we have it though.
At all.
I see it. You know what I'm saying? I see it. I'm on Instagram. I'm looking at you know, other shows in other cities and shit like that, and it's just not the same. Like there's a certain energy. People be showing up. You know what I'm saying? I think that's because of the history that Miami has or whatever. You know, but
And the history you guys are making too, and like you said on our episode months ago, the cipher, things like the cipher, like there's people from out of town that are seeing this online coming. It's building, it's building,
Yeah.
it's building, and it's
Yeah,
a
man.
beautiful thing, man. And y'all are huge players in that happen.
people like Orion and H and
Facts.
Heron, you know what I'm saying? Like people that are actively trying to do shit, and then the obvious, you know, the crazy hood guys, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody that's platforms like yours, all the platforms, like Miami got a lot of shit already built in. I alluded to it last time that all we need is an infusion of money, but that's kind of what I mean, bro. Like we're almost like an industry unto ourselves, you know what I'm saying? And that's some shit that we can't take for granted, bro.
Maybe one person doesn't have to put $1 million, but if we could put $1 million to put $1, we got $1 million. You feel me? And we could just.
A million people to pull.
My
Million
bad.
people
Sorry.
to put $1.
You gotta know what I meant. Just get to say, come on. Marlon, last pick.
Shit, bro. Honestly, don't know. We pretty much like said everything, bro.
There's a
Like,
lot. You got croquetas. You got all kinds.
but we
of things.
can't. Like, I'm
But
not
you
gonna go
can't
with
just,
food
like,
again.
yeah.
Miami, but we didn't specify food. We said Cuban food,
I
Nicaraguan
mean, we
food.
could have done all foods.
Yeah,
if we were
bro.
doing that. I could have
I'm gonna
said
say my pick, and then you gotta say a pick. It could be a low ball answer. It could be something. You know, it could be a cheap answer. It could be a low.
I'm gonna go with the history of Miami.
the history of Miami.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's a
We
good
said
one.
the culture, the history, and fritanga.
That's fire. You might win it because that's my dream to start putting it out to the audience. You know, graphics with all of our picks, and then let the audience pick who had the best draft.
This ain't my pick, and I'm sorry if I'm stealing yours, but you ever been to a strip club outside Miami?
Motherfuckers.
That's your pick?
Fucker. I was gonna say Tootsie's.
Because it's definitely not the same. It's definitely not the same.
You see, my dad wants my last pick to be Tootsie's. This is the type of dad I have. He's forcing my last pick to be Tootsie's. I was gonna say something positive, like the church scene, the religious scene. My dad wants my last pick to be Tootsie's.
What about
I think it's probably
girls,
for the
man?
best that last part
Said
was.
that. Mowgli already said that.
The girls, really?
Yeah.
But that was
Yeah.
a club. That
And
was
I'm
a-
saying the
I'm
strip
talking
club,
about the-
Tootsie's,
No, no, he said
where you
the
see the
strip club.
girls.
Oh, the
Hey,
women, okay.
and Tootsie's is where you find the girls. Everybody, one last message for the people, for the MIALIENS out there and the aliens from different planets and everybody watching, trying to figure their stuff out and their life out. What's one message you want to put out, Marlon?
Wait, what was the question?
A message to the world. Just a message you want to give out to the world.
Just be yourself. I don't know, like cliches. Just be yourself. You know what I mean? Like
That's
you
the
don't
one.
have to force shit and
That's the one.
just be you.
That's the one, you. And what about you, Shottie?
Yeah, I think more of that, bro. Like, you a goat, man. You know what I'm saying? You a goat. Don't be afraid of shit. Just do it. You know what I'm saying?
Starts with you. You got to believe you're a GOAT. If not, who else will?
Yeah, the mirror got to tell you.
Facts. What about you, Money Mogly?
Just get that shit while you can, dog. You know what I'm saying? My bad. What was the question? I didn't
Nah, just a message
Nah,
for the
that
world.
shit-
That,
oh, yeah.
that was perfect.
Get that shit while you can, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yo, time ticking, bro. That shit ticking fast, man. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing, you know? R.I.P. to North. R.I.P. all the real ones and shit. I don't know, man. Just go get that shit.
Make it happen while you're here, because one day we're going to have to say RIP you, or people are going to say RIP us. So just make it worthwhile while you're here. This is the Heir Cast. We're going to see you next week. And MIALIENS streaming now. Y'all go peep that. Theme music.
Sliding in the studio, my album coming soon. Until we get this rap money, trap gon' have to boom. These bricks and these keys and these zips is what we'll do. If you need some fire, I can see you off the Jones.